Here's the kitty cat. She's so fluffy. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna scoot the microphone over a little bit. But look at her, she's so happy. Hi Luna. Hopefully she stays here for the stream and doesn't walk back and forth across my desk like she's wont to do. But yes, hello, welcome to the stream. Should be a chill one. I've just got a few things that I want to ink. Might not be a super long stream, but I mean, D20s take a while to ink, and I've got quite a few D20s here, so this is what we're inking today. Ooh, these almost glow more on camera than they do in real life. I think maybe it's the lighting, too. I've got my good light set up. Oh, hello. Luna. Oh, okay. She's going to fall off my lap, I think, at some point. Do let me know if audio is, like, okay. It's looking... Ah! Might not if I can talk. Hello! Thought I had turned that on already. There we go. Let's get all the audio working correctly. There we go. You guys missed my whole conversation about how I have a kitty cat. We have to go back to the kitty cat now. Hi, Luna. How are you, Luna? You also missed my comment that she's going to fall off my lap at some point, it feels like. She's not the, she's kind of resting, I think, against the desk, which is holding her up. But yes, hello, welcome. Audio. Okay, I think we're good. But yeah, if there's any audio issues, music's too loud or I'm too loud or anything, just let me know. But yes, we're inking some dice today. Turn you back. I don't have a ton of dice to ink. It's literally just these, but D20s take a while to ink anyway, so, you know, it'll take a little bit of time to get these done. I do also want to try and film inking these. Let me ink these down a little bit. Because these are some Patreon D20s, and I've been doing shorts of all of them, which is also why I have my camera here at such a weird angle, because I'm not actually using, like, a phone for shorts. I'm using my little, regular camera, but upright. Luna, this tail is in my way. So yes, I am not 100% sure on the color for, like, what color I want to do the numbers on one of these. So I'm thinking maybe we talk about that first real quick, and we discuss color options, and then while I'm, like, inking the other set of dice, maybe we have a poll or something going, for folks to give their input on what color to do. So for these dice right here, you can see they're, like, purple, and then they've got like a stripe of like shimmering orange through them. Kind of a simple design, but I feel like it's a pretty color combo. I've got a few different color ideas. I was thinking I could obviously do like an orange, try and tie in that middle color, but I feel like that might almost be too much. I'm not sure on that. I was then thinking I could do a yellow, which I almost feel like, since it's complementary to the purple, I feel like it kind of works better maybe than the orange. I feel like orange and purple feels very Halloween-ish, so maybe like the yellow to kind of bring in that warm tone a little bit more. And then alternatively, I was like, I could do like a blue. Like it might be, like there is blue in here because there's a lot of glitter. So that would kind of pull out the blue a little bit in here, and also then I feel like maybe the orange would actually pop more because it'd be the only orange in there. I'm kind of leaning towards blue. Do I go for like the flat, slightly more like less pigmented, more muted blue? Or do I go for like this blue-green shimmer one? I'm kind of leaning towards this, I think. But I'm open to suggestions on which one I should do. The other set of dice here, so yes, if you have any opinions on which ink color I should do for these, do let me know. We will revisit that. The other set of dice that I have here are these. I am behind on the Patreon D20s. I'll tell you the whole story about that once we get a little bit further in. But here, let's see if it'll focus up close. Is it gonna focus up close? Do I have it on a fixed? Oop, didn't mean to bonk you. Let me see if I can do figure video. Let me see if I have it on. supposed to be on autofocus, but the autofocus never does seem to work. Oh wow, the balance is also. Anyways, here's the here's this set of dice. Well, not set of dice, but here's these D20s. Oh, put the autofocus back on. I'm thinking for this one of just doing like white, maybe like a flat white, and then there's like some kind of like blue shimmer in the snowflakes. So I was like, I could do white with a blue shimmer to match that, because I feel like it would stand out enough with the flat white behind it, but then it would match the snowflakes while still kind of standing out from the blue. So that's what I was thinking I would do on these. So that's kind of the plan. We'll start. There's gonna be a couple of layers on that. I want to do shimmery white. I think I want to do just a flat matte white for these. I do need to figure out filming. Like I said, I am going to film this. I have so much stuff on my desk right now. It's kind of crazy. I like the microphone takes up space. The cameras, multiple cameras take up space. But I don't need to film like all of inking. Just some of it. So let's get some white paint. Let me get, and I'll get some of this on camera. I might scoot the camera over a little bit closer. You know what I should set up is my nice camera for like streaming. Like set it up for streaming. I filmed a slightly different kind of video. Was it earlier this week? It was earlier this well, I guess it's the first day of the week technically. I tend to put Sundays as the last day of the week in like my calendar and stuff, but I guess technically in the US it's the first day of the week. But yeah. Within the past week, I filmed like a kind of different kind of video, and I did like mostly like a top down with my nice camera. This right here is not my nice camera, the one I'm using to film right now, and that's because I don't want to get resin all over my nice camera, and it really did highlight when I filmed earlier this week how much resin I would get over all over my nice camera if I used it for filming resin projects all the time. But the other thing about it is that I can like zoom in a lot, which is really nice for getting like close-up shots while I have the camera sitting a ways away. So I have like more space, but I can still have the images up close, which was nice. And it's like let's zoom that in some more. Which would be nice for you guys actually being able to see things. And I know that there's a way for me to set it up so that I can film with that, not film, so that I could stream with that camera. I just need to actually figure it out. I also have, I have a wireless microphone too that I use for that video, and I should just use it for streams because it sounds good. Unlike, I mean, the microphone I'm using right now is good, but when I'm streaming down in my craft space, in the resin pouring space, I'm just using the microphone on the webcam. I feel like webcam microphone's not necessarily the highest quality audio. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off, just so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm gonna bring it over towards you guys a little bit more so you can see what I'm working on. So I'm just doing a flat white on this at the moment, and then we'll go back and make the sparkles later. But yeah, so I filmed a slightly different video earlier this week. We'll see if it interests people. I mean, I realize that asking people at the end of a video whether they liked the style of video is going to be biased towards that style of video, because the people who hear me ask whether they liked the style of video or not are going to be the people who stayed until the end. So maybe I will post elsewhere, not just in the video, ask if people like it, but I am realizing that if I... Oh, hello. Sorry, am I brushing your fur in a weird way? Yes, sorry, Luna. It was a very quick and easy video to film, and the editing is pretty quick and easy as well. So it's like, well, I could do more of these fairly easily in the future, more of this kind of laid-back style. And you'll see what I mean when I actually post it. I think it's going to be my next video. Let me look at my spreadsheet. Yeah, it's going to be my next video. It'll be my next one. Not like this week or anything. I do still need to edit it, but it should be a pretty easy edit. But I could do more videos if I. Why is there an ant? Why is there an ant here? I'm sorry, ant. You are dead now. I just squished an ant in my bathroom too. Are you tracking ants everywhere, Luna, in your fur? What's going on? I feel like I have more fun making the more scripted videos, though. I don't know. I mean, it's fun having variety, honestly, but I feel like I feel better going into a video if it's scripted, at least scripted somewhat. Not necessarily the actual, like, well, I don't know. I tend to do more like voiceovers after the fact than talking while I'm working too, unless it's a live stream like this. I was thinking earlier today too, and you can kind of thank my mom for this a little bit, on whether I want to cut back on the live streams. Or I don't know if I'd want to cut back, or if I want to just maybe try multi-streaming to Twitch. I don't know. What you doing? What's going on, Luna? She's gone. Oh, I can sit normally again. I enjoy live stream, but I enjoy live streaming because I like talking to people. And it's not like my live streams get a lot of traffic while live. So if it's not really fulfilling, and I think some of that too is YouTube, because YouTube doesn't like to tell people that I'm live until about an hour into my streams. And I'm picking that up from things that people have told me, and also the fact that a lot of people tend to show up about an hour into live streams. So I could switch the live streams either partially back to Twitch or what have you. Could multi-stream, switch back, or I could just like cut down on the number of live streams and just do it occasionally when I want to. Focus more on the videos. I mean, if you think about it, it would be a couple of extra hours a week that I could work on videos. I don't know why I'm starting with the 3. My brain, like, for some reason in my brain, I always usually start with, like, the 1 or the 20 side on these. Alright, let's do another one. I might film a little bit more from maybe a slightly different angle or something. This might be, I think my YouTube channel has been here long enough that I'm a little bit worried to change things up, even though, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to change things up a bit with like what kind of styles of art I'm making. But for some reason I'm like, I don't want to like change the style of my videos too much. I don't know why. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, I feel like if I go too completely out of left field, it's gonna confuse people. I do think I know what my next like tutorial kind of video is going to be about. I need to figure out how I'm going to, how I want to show things and that sort of thing, because it's going to be a lot of like talking about some concepts. I suppose I could, and I'm debating whether I'll even pour resin in it or if I just want to like have examples and do mostly like a talking to camera sort of thing. I don't know. It'd probably be good to have some like actual like physical examples, of course, but we'll see. I posted a poll on Patreon. I think it was last week. I should double check actually. Let me tell you. I'll tell you what the final results of the poll were. Yeah. So. I'll tell you what the poll was. The poll was, what should my next like resin tutorial be about? And the options were, I'm curious to know what you guys think too, but obviously I'm gonna go with what the patron said. The options were tips for putting flowers in dice, resin color theory and how I pick colors for dice, how I translate concepts like space, characters, bees, etc. into dice, how to make ocean dice, and all about dice blanks. Honestly, I'm glad that people didn't pick all about dice blanks, because I need to fix my dice blanks. Let's see if I can show you on these. So, these dice that I'm inking right now have dice blanks in them, which is just like a slightly smaller version of the die that you can do stuff to, and then put it into the actual die, and that's how I got all of the... Oh, actually found it for a second. All the snowflakes, they are on dice blanks, and then the dice blank is put into the die. My dice blanks are slightly too big still. It's been a few years. I made molds of them. They were too big. So I went and sanded them down some and made new molds of them. And they're still too big. So I need to sand them down even some more and then make new molds again. Oh. Goodbye, die. Where did you go? Come back to me. I dropped it. Just a second. Where did it go? Well, that disappeared forever. Oh, just a second. I did find, however, that's gone forever. I did find an embroidery hoop. Where did you go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Oh. I found it. I found it. Oof. It fell behind my trash can. There we go. I really need to fix my dice blanks at some point. Like, they work at the moment. The problem is that, I'll see if I can find an example on these to show you. They bow out the sides, which is, I can sand down the sides flat, but the thing that does is it can make the numbers wonky. Yeah, here. Oh, here's an example here. Let me ink this side and I'll show you what I mean. And that can either mean like squishing the numbers so that they aren't like perfectly straight and even, or on things like 0s and 8s and 6s, my numbers can end up like this, where they're missing the little dot in the middle of the 6. It seems to happen a lot with like the 8s and such, which is unfortunate. So I do need to fix that at some point. Let's see, what have I been up to this week? The problem is, I always want to I want to come to stream with like interesting anecdotes about the week, but my memory is so bad. My memory is just so bad. It's like, what have I been doing? I don't know. I probably ate dinner at some point. Actually, we had like a curry for type thing for dinner yesterday, and it was good. Now it's making me hungry, even though I had fajitas for lunch. My dad made fajitas for lunch. We were over there. We do lunch with the fam every Sunday, which is nice. It's nice to see the grandparents and everything too. I actually see my my dad's mom and my mom's parents all live in town. I grew up with my dad's parents being here in town, which is nice. And then my mom's parents, we moved them over here a few years ago now, quite a few years ago now, just so that they'd have some more support and stuff, because they're in their 90s. And one of them will outlive us all. My mom's mom has so much energy. I swear she's gonna outlive us all. She's like 92 or something. And she's just like sitting on the floor and like chatting with people. And someone's like, "Do you want a chair?" And she's like, "No, I'm fine." She was, she's very much like a farm girl kind of person. Like both of my grandparents had a farm at one point, and it's like they're tough farm folk. And then my dad's mom, I actually meet up with her like once a week for tea as well, which is nice. I've been talking about for years now, and I should actually do it. I just need to actually, like, I was saying before, I like to have like kind of a plan going into videos. I feel a little bit like a fish out of water if I just go in all willy-nilly. So I've been talking about for years trying to start like a podcast with her, just to like hear about her experiences growing up in like 1950 Chicago. Trying to bump you guys too much. And she's like, "It wasn't that exciting." I'm like, most of the people I know did not grow up in 1950 Chicago. I think it would be very interesting for a lot of people, because it's not an experience that they've had. And she's got all sorts of different stories about things, just because, like, her dad was kind of in show business, and knew a lot of very famous people. She tells me about going to the first, like, her dad got her tickets for, like, the first, like, Jackie Robinson game in Chicago. And she was telling me about that at one point. Like, and I mean, I've heard stories about her parents from, like, my dad, too. And about, like, how her dad got chased out of Chicago by the mob for trying to desegregate the waiters' unions. There's all sorts of stuff there. She's like, it was a normal childhood, pretty normal family. I'm like, Grandma, there's so much stuff there that maybe it was normal, but like for you, but like it's different from how things are now. But I was saying earlier, I have like a couple of nice like wireless microphones, and I could totally just like attach them to my laptop and record audio. That is one of the things too that's like kind of prevented me from doing it, is that I was originally in my brain picturing it as like YouTube videos, but I think she would be, I don't know that she'd be comfortable with YouTube videos. I think she would prefer audio only, which I suppose is doable, and it's probably easier. Probably easier to just record audio. But I'd need to figure out what software to record it to and things. I don't actually know enough about the software and stuff to get that figured out. I suppose I should probably just look up, like, podcast recording software. That would probably make sense. It just hasn't been on my to-do list. I should put it on my to-do list. I could put it on my to-do list. I've got so many other projects I want to work on, though. Because I want some tea. I also have a friend that lives in Chicago, so it's like, we've talked before about, like, him going around and maybe, like, trying to find some of the places that she talks about and stuff, see if they're still there. And that'd be pretty cool. I do think, though, that that might work better visually. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things that I've been putting off because I know it'd be another thing to do. And I've got so many things that I'm doing as is. And I know that there's time that I waste. Well, it's not wasted. There's time that I am spending not doing stuff for this. Especially recently, my brother and I have been playing a lot of Blueprints, which is a game that came out somewhat recently. I feel like it's kind of blown up a fair amount. I've seen videos for it on YouTube. I watched a few videos. We've now gotten past where I watched, because I watched some videos and I was like, ooh, we should play that. And then I stopped watching videos because I didn't want to be spoiled. Because it is very much a puzzle game. Even then, I'm still occasionally Googling things to go, okay, so what is going on with this? What is going on with the puzzle in this room? Because some of the stuff's very esoteric. Cool game, though. Cool game. It's one of those games where you get to the credits, and then it feels like maybe you've now completed the early game. I've made a list recently of all the things that we still want to do. Like, it's like, okay, so we still want to get this item to this location, and we still want to try and figure out what's going on with this. We still want to open this door, however we do that. It's like, things like that. Alright, another one of those. Alright, I might try, let's get this over a little bit. I'm going to try filming a little bit more. Just a second. How's the audio? Is that good? The, my microphone was, I was running into my microphone. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here's another example. Here's another example of one that's a little bit wonky. Let me see if I can show you here. Just gonna focus up close. Maybe. It never likes to focus where I want it to focus. Alright. Manual focus it is. There we go. You can see how the circle there is a little bit squished on one side. That's because my blanks are a little bit too big. Dun, 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 dun. let's see. Oh, I should show you. You know what I could show you? I could show you the gift that my parents gave me today. Because they went on a trip recently that sounded really cool. They went on a boat ride up a river. And it's like a place that's like only accessible by boat. So this boat actually like delivers the mail for like houses that are along this river. But they also do tours. So they went on this tour, and it was like 8 hours or something. But apparently they were, I think it was while they were away on that, they were walking around and went to like an antique shop, and we're walking through the antique shop. And they found things for both me and my brother. And then they gave them to us today when we were over there for lunch. Okay. I'll show you. I brought it in here because I thought you guys might be interested in seeing it. Big die. Also, it's a box. I don't know what I'm going to store in it yet. My mom said I could use it for dice storage, but I like keeping my dice like separated by like color and or sets or things. But I'm sure I could find something to put in this. The other idea that was mentioned was as like dice display, which I could totally see. Look, I could totally use this to show off D20s. Actually, I wonder if I could use this. I'm doing an event. Soon, actually, an in-person event selling things. I wonder if I could use this to like show off the D20s. That might be kind of fun. Might be a fun way to do that. Hello, Luna. You going up to your box? You're a good girl. Yes, stay out there. Yeah, that's a good girl staying on one side. Not walking back and forth. Hi. Yeah, that's a good girl. You guys want to see the good girl? Oh, she's kind of blocked by the microphone. She's blocked by the microphone a bit. But she's just a good girl. And she's just sitting and she's not walking back and forth underneath my microphone. Like she does sometimes. Yeah, you being a good girl over there? Hi. Yeah, do you feel like you're being watched? Is that what's going on? She's just hanging out. All of my cats like to hang out. They're very social. I bet Koshi is still in my bed. Koshi's thing semi-recently has been coming into my office to yell at me to ask to be tucked in. Alright, coming down. Come on. Down you go. Yeah. There you go. Go ahead and settle. Yep, settle. Settle. Come on. You can settle down. Oh, there you go, baby. Yep. Go ahead and lay down. But they're all very cuddly. Well, they're not all necessarily like cuddly, but they're all very friendly, and they went to hang out. But no, Koshi's newest thing. This is Luna, by the way. This is Luna. Koshi's thing has been coming in and asking to be tucked in, which she did earlier today. I can't see your beautiful face. And which means either lifting up the covers for her so that she can go sleep under them and be a very happy lump on my bed. Or come pet her while she falls asleep at the foot of the bed. Which is very sweet. It's very sweet. But last I saw, she was a lump under the covers on my bed. This is how I groom Luna. I literally just like pull at her fur. I just end up with like so much hair. I'm glad I have a garbage can over here. Okay, baby. I'm going back to inking. Oop, yeah, sorry, a little jiggly there. Alright. I'm glad I have a garbage can here to throw your hair away. Because I don't need it everywhere. Even though I already have it everywhere, let's be real. All purchases from me come with free cat hair. I was saying before that I'm a little bit behind on these Patreon D20s, and there is a reason for it. Oh my gosh, the cat hair. It's not the cat hair. I was, so these are the ones for December. If you couldn't tell by the snowflakes. I spent a long while trying to execute a different idea I had for December's dice. And I was just not getting it to work how I wanted. I kind of ended up modifying it a little bit for February's dice. So I've had January's dice done for a while, but which is the other ones we're doing, but I didn't have December's done. So I was running a little bit behind in that regard, just because I had things done out of order. Oh my gosh, there's so much cat hair. What are you doing? You're shedding. It's because it's warm out. I do have February's and March's D20s polishing right now. They're in the polishing tumbler. They're pretty close to being done. And then I think next weekend on stream, I'm thinking we'll pour, probably not all of, but like at least some ideas for April and May's, because I think we'll be into June at that point, right? Next Sunday, which is crazy. But the plan is to pour some, oh my gosh. So much cat hair everywhere. I'm thinking the plan is we'll pour some dice next weekend on stream. Go back to our roots. And then I will not be streaming on the 8th of June, because that's when that in-person event is. So you can wish me luck on that. Hopefully it goes well. My plan is to try and sell as much stuff as possible at that event, and get it out of my inventory. My inventory? Yeah, it is inventory, I suppose. It sounds like I'm a video game character when I say it like that. Man, I need to clear out my inventory, but it is literally clearing out my inventory, my shop inventory. And then anything that's left over, I'll start organizing and try to get into my online shop. Because I've got jewelry and things. Oh, I was gonna try and make some more of the little bee necklaces, because those go over well. And they're also kind of fun to make. I suppose I could do that next weekend instead. Or I could try making a video of it too. Ooh, maybe I'll try making a video of that. Maybe I'll try doing another like top-down, talk it through while I work on it video. Very similar to the live stream sort of vibe, but a little bit edited. Cut down a bit. I have realized when it comes to editing, I like to probably over-edit. I cut out a lot of ums and dead air. The number of like ums and things I cut out of my edited videos is not insubstantial. Like, it's unsubstantial? Insubstantial? What's the word? Yeah, anyways, no, I cut out a lot of ums from my videos, which I'm not cutting out all of them from the one that I'm editing at the moment, but I'm still cutting out some, because I still want you guys to be able to see everything that's happening, and it is supposed to be a little bit slower paced. You know what I could do possibly? So I was saying earlier in this stream that I was kind of debating like not stopping streaming, but like just doing it occasionally. I could try to do more like chill long form videos to kind of replace them. Because they're fairly easy to, I feel like they're fairly easy to make. Yes, hello. Your tail is flicking. You guys can't even see Luna all that much. I have my face cam in the way. Should I move my face cam so you can see Luna a little bit better? Should I do this so you can see Luna a little bit more? Wait, here we go. I'll move me up here, and then maybe we can see both Luna and the inking. There we go, perfect. Why is there so much cat hair in my water? In my brush water? What have you done, Luna? What's up? That tail is a-flicking. Why is that tail a-flicking? Put that there. Look at her though, she's so fluffy. Sorry, something might hit in your tail funky. Now your tail is tickling me. I guess it's only fair if I keep tickling your tail with my arm. Why are you flicking your tail so much? What is going on? Here, look at this. That's what you're doing, just under the desk. Repeatedly. So I'm still trying to decide what color we should ink the purple dice over here. We've got a few options. Maybe I should start a poll. I'll start the poll in a minute. Let me finish this die, and then we can rehash things. Maybe start the poll. Almost done. I will say one of the weird things about these stickers is that some of them are like stretched. I mean, it kind of works there because it's like over two sides of the die, but still maybe looks a little bit funky, and it's just weird to me that they came like that. It's like they're snowflakes. Why is it shaped like that? I mean, I guess they're nail stickers. I like the maybe they're just stretched so that they'll fit on a nail. Still seems kind of strange to me though. Alright. So let me rehash the other set of dice and what I'm thinking for them. So this is the other, well, not set, but the other D20s. Purple with like a band of like shimmering orange. Very sparkly. I pulled out some possible colors. I'm open to other color suggestions. At the moment, I'm leaning towards like the flat light blue. Pull out some more of the blue in there because there's blue glitter in here. I feel like I might pull that out a little bit more, and it maybe like not get in the way of that orange, that warm toned streak in the middle. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but I'm open to ideas. I think I'm not going to start a poll. I'm just going to go with the blue unless people come in and give me suggestions. We still have another layer to do on these blue dice too that I'm working on. I've got 2 more that I need to get the flat white on, and then we'll do a sparkly blue. You can see right along the edge there, that's the blue. My thought is that it will match the kind of sparkliness of the snowflakes in here. That's the idea anyways. Let's keep going. You know maybe what I should do? Maybe I should start like trying to make a list during the week of things that I want to talk about on stream. Like if something happens, I just like jot down a note about it. Because like I was saying earlier, I have a terrible memory. I'm sure there's fun and interesting things that happened during the week. I don't remember them at all. I'm the kind of person that can't remember, you know, what I've eaten today, let alone what happened yesterday. I actually do know what I ate earlier today because we had fajitas for lunch, but which I already mentioned that though. My dad reminded me of something that happened at work at one point because he was showing me a video. I mentioned being an artist and how it's not exactly the most, the smartest, I guess, career choice. The most financially stable career choice. But he had a video to show me from, it's from Daniel Thrasher. It was a short, and it was just like, you know, you've been diagnosed with being artistic. It's like, but the guy is just like, so, he's not listening, obviously. He's so distracted by just like, the AC is making a weird noise. I'm like, thanks, Dad. He's like, it's accurate, but, maybe not the most, complimentary, but, it was just like, you will have 5,000 hobbies that you pick up, and you will never complete a single thing. He was also calling himself out a little bit with that one. But it did make me think of at work at one point, because I work with a bunch of kids. I said one of them seemed very artistic, and they were like, I seem what? I'm like, artistic? Like, you're good at art? And they're like, oh, okay. And my brother had made almost that exact same joke to me, like, earlier this week, I think it was, without even knowing about that. I did realize, so obviously I'm still doing dice stuff and resin stuff, but I plan to spread out a bit with the YouTube channel and do some other arts and crafts. As evidenced by my most recent video where I did a painting, which I have here actually. I could show it to you, like, on stream. I realized that I am I'm doing the same thing that my dad does, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if you know, it's one of those things where you're just like, I don't know that I want to be like my parents, but oh man, am I unfortunately like my parents. Because he is the person that he'll get bored and just like change careers like every 7 years. He's actually been a teacher for a long time now, but he will change what he's teaching. You know, he's done science and math and all sorts of different things. But I'm realizing that I stayed in my last job for about 5 to 6 years, and then I was like, I am so done. And then I've been doing the dice stuff for about 5 years, probably almost exactly, maybe a little bit less. But I've been doing the dice stuff for about 5 years, which lines up with wanting to move on to something new. That is part of the reason that I really want to get the YouTube stuff going, is because I feel like if I can do YouTube videos, that means that I could do something different every 5 years, which sounds weird, I guess, but I can also do a lot of different things. I don't just have to do making dice forever. I can also do some painting, and like art I have always loved. That I have not, like, you know, changed every 5 years or whatever. I've always really liked arts and crafts. I do thank my parents for kind of facilitating that a lot as a kid. Like my mom was the person that would just save, like, you know, like cardboard tubes, like paper towel tubes, and had lots of construction paper and just like a lot of different like craft materials, not like pipe stem cleaners and old egg cartons, all sorts of just random stuff. She would save it for like art projects and just like give it to me and be like, here, go ham, make whatever you want. Like, ow, you've got claws and they're in my leg. I don't think I can get both the cat and my, wait, I feel like I'm slowly, here we go. We can go here, there we go. So we can get the kitty cat in the frame too. But I feel like they were very good when I was growing up, of just letting me like do art and not trying to tell me how to do it. And I mean, I've always enjoyed, I enjoy art classes too, where they do tell you, like, here's the skills that we're going to be practicing with this art piece. Now go use these specific techniques. Partially because I think that having like some sort of like limit can sometimes make it fun. Like I think writing haikus is really fun because I think that you have to be almost more creative. Well, not more creative, but like it forces you to try and work around the limitations, and so there's a certain amount of creativity that's required to try and do that. So I think it can be fun sometimes to set up limitations or challenges for yourself, just so that you have to try and figure out how to work around them or how to use them to your advantage. I think it's fun. I might have to do some more like art challenge videos on this channel, just because I don't know, like I said, it's fun. But I think that there's value when it comes to like art classes. Like, the whole point of art classes is to teach you like techniques and skills and, you know, why things are done certain ways, so that you can then pick and choose like what things you want to use. And you also then, if you are like, I really want to accomplish this certain thing, you have the tools in your toolbox to be able to do that. I've enjoyed taking like a couple different painting classes, and I thought it was really fun. And there's certain things that like I now will pull from like one thing into a completely different spot. Like when we did in plein air paintings in the last painting class that I took, so that's like it literally just means like painting outside. However, there's in this case kind of a focus on like light studies, basically like studies of light and how it interacts with things, how the light feels. It's a very like I think it's impressionistic, very loose style. Again, you're trying to kind of show how the light feels in a scenario. But when the teacher was teaching us how to do this style, the first step of what you do is you do like an underwash on the canvas. We were doing this in oils too, I should mention. We did like a wash on the canvas of a really, really like a base layer of a very faint colors, and the colors were the contrasting colors to the opposite color. The opposite color on the color wheel from the ones that we were going to be painting on top. So we kind of sketched out the shapes of the trees and things, and then, you know, where there was like the tops of the trees that were green, we would put in like red, and where the sky was, it's blue, we'd put in orange, and that sort of thing. And it adds like a certain level of depth and realness to your painting that's kind of crazy, because a little bit of that color can like poke through while you're doing a really loose kind of painting style. You get like just a little bit of those contrasting colors underneath, and it just adds so much kind of depth to the painting. And so later on, when I was trying out doing like a digital still life, basically, I was trying out digital art. I wonder if I still have that, actually. I wonder if I have a picture of that somewhere. But I was trying out doing some digital art and doing a still life. The first thing that I did was I made a layer underneath that was like kind of the contrasting, blocking out the contrasting colors of the things that I was going to put. And it's just kind of crazy to me how much life it gives things. I think it's because if I were to tell someone to draw a picture of an apple, for example, if they were just to draw what they think of when they think of an apple, and they haven't, you know, painted a lot of apples or drawn a lot of apples before, they're probably going to go kind of like the classic, just like, here is a red apple with like 3 bumps on the bottom and 2 bumps on top. Because that's like how we pictorially represent an apple, as kind of like a symbol. But if you look at like an actual apple, they're not just bright red. They often have a lot of other little tones in there. Some spots will go a little bit more brown or a little bit more orange. And so like doing that underwash in there of the contrasting color makes it so that some sections end up a little bit more like brown or orange, because you're getting some other colors in there. And it just feels a lot more natural. But it works for things that even aren't organic too, I feel like. Just because it brings a little bit more interest to things. Let me see. I wonder if I have that. There's all of those done. I wonder if I have that painting somewhere. I don't think it was finished, but let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I'll even be able to find it. This was a long while ago. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I should do... No, that's all my painting class stuff. I'm wondering where... No, just let me look through my... Hello, how's it going? I'm just checking to see... I was talking about... I was trying to do like... a long while ago, I was doing trying out digital painting. And... was trying out some techniques that I had kind of stolen from. Whatever happened to that? Maybe I didn't take a picture of it. I got some random stuff in my pictures folder. That's my social security card. That's the goose from Untitled Goose Game. Long weekend, interviewed for a new job yesterday. Oh, nice. I'm good. I'm good. What sort of job did you interview for? That's exciting. Where is that? Maybe I don't have it. All sorts of painting. More fan art. Oh, thank you. I had a lot of fun with that. I did have a lot of fun with the candle painting. I like painting so much. No, that's not it. Let me check something here real quick. No, that's not it. Sleepy Key, I know, she's so happy. Inventory supervisor for night shift. Oh, that sounds cool. That's fun. Just nerdy enough. I don't know if I'm gonna find that. I don't know where I would have put it. I also don't remember what program it was even in. It might have been like, what was that in? Where do I have that in? It might have been Krita, actually. I think it was in Krita. I wonder if I can just look by... Oh, I did Jupiter. Forgot about that. No, that's not it. I don't know. I'm not finding it. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. See, I've got my supervisor right here. Isn't she cute? We just got done filling these all in with white. And then I'm going to coat them next in some of this shimmery blue. You can kind of see it along the edge there, like a sparkly blue. Now I've got a couple people here, though, I can pick your guys' brain about what color to do for the other dice that I have sitting here. So I have an idea, I think, of what I want to do, but I want to get a second opinion. I've got these purple ones with kind of like a streak of shimmery orange through them. It's kind of what's going on here. I pulled out a few different color options for the numbers. It never wants to focus up close. There we go. You can see. I was originally thinking maybe an orange or a yellow to kind of like go with that middle section. But now I'm kind of thinking, oh my gosh, oh, my lap, it is free. I'll scoot you guys back. I'm thinking maybe like a blue. I was thinking maybe this light blue. Because I worry that with like the yellow and the orange, it might kind of overpower the other little bits of yellow and orange in there. And then you won't even notice it because you're just paying attention to the numbers. Whereas with the blue, I feel like it contrasts with the orange, but also there's like some little, there's blue sparkles in there. So it'll kind of make those pop a little bit more, but it won't take away from the orange in there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm open to suggestions on what color I should ink these, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm not set. I am leaning more and more towards the light blue though. Ah, tea. Here's something else that I painted a long time ago. My mug. Ooh, I painted this mug a long time ago. Ah. I mean, I could always start painting one blue and then we could see if we like it or not. I could also, some of these might be dry enough that I could just start painting them the sparkly blue. And we could see how it feels. Well, not see how it feels, but I mean, get that out of the way before we get to these. But I could also set up a poll, which was my original thought, was maybe I would run a poll. Let's see here. I like the orange, but the maple sparkly band in the middle, then the blue would probably be a good choice. You know, see, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if the focus needs to be the orange, but I don't want it like hidden. I want to be able to see it. Just like, Here, I'll run a poll. I'll run a poll. What color should I ink the purple dice? And we'll do orange, yellow, blue. I'm also gonna say other, in case you guys have some other ideas as well. All right, well, we'll start that. The unfortunate thing is that on my, it's so annoying, the poll completely covers up the chat on my streaming software. Here, I'll show you. On the streaming software, that's now chat. I don't know how to make the poll smaller or move. Like, on the actual YouTube, I can see the poll. Oops, sorry, moving around a bit. Alright, we're back. On like YouTube's, the chat from YouTube, it's fine. Like it puts it at the top and I can still read chat, but on the streaming software, it just... And literally the only option is to close the poll. That's so stupid. Why is it like that? Alright. Well, while that's running, I'm thinking maybe we could start on... Oh, here, let me put the purple ones on screen so you can see. And I'll put these on screen too. Put them there. There you go. Now you can kind of see, got some options. Oh, it should be like this, right? So we've got orange, yellow, and blue. Or purple. But while we've got that going, we could start adding some sparkles to these. Looks like we've got a few votes already. Okay. Blue and yellow seem to be the picks so far, which were kind of, or blue and orange, I mean. We'll give it another couple minutes. You like the blue, but also think that slightly darker blue. Oh, like this dark blue? I think it might blend in too much. I think that you wouldn't be able to see the numbers. Is it the same one? I don't think it's the same one. I think you wouldn't be able to see the numbers if I did the dark blue. They're too like similar in tone or in shade. I was debating this kind of like teal-y color too. I had that pulled up. It's like a shimmery blue-green. Oh, it looks darker off the white. I think, to be fair, I think any darker colors probably gonna blend in too much because the purple is actually pretty dark. Like, it might not look like it on camera, but it's pretty dark. I feel like I think black would blend in. It was an idea. It was a thought. Here's an idea. Here's an idea out of left field. What about, like, pink? Could do pink. Kind of goes with the purple and with the orange. It'd kind of go in between the two. Kind of in between the purple and the orange. Could be an idea. Kind of don't mind that. I was also debating trying to do like a light purple. You thought which to, Tiki? Oh, the pink? Oh, the pink. You know what we could do? I could try the colors on the die, put them next to each other, and then we could decide which one we like the best. Put them on like the 3 on all of them, on a bunch of them. I kind of like this color combo. Oh, excuse me. Like, I like these colors together. All right. Should we just try a few colors and see what we like? How do we do that? I'm gonna end the poll Blue is leading at the moment, but we'll try some colors and then maybe we'll run the poll again and see what we're feeling. I'm gonna do the number 3 on at least 4 different ones. We'll if you guys want to chime in with some other colors, we could try the dark blue too. See if it actually is too dark on there. See how we feel. I think I like this blue less now it's on. I don't know. We'll see. Oh my gosh. This paint is going crazy. This is something that I will do sometimes. Usually I'll do like a bunch of different sides on the same die. There's the yellow. Maybe we do try a slightly darker blue. Alright, what other color should we try? Should I do a slightly different shade of pink or blue, you guys think? Should I do like a lighter pink, maybe a darker blue? Try the darker blue. I've got 2 more dice past this, so we could, you know, do 2 more colors and put them next to these and see how we feel. We could try as many colors as we want, honestly. Oh, you know, the orange? Kind of vibing with the orange, maybe. Let's see. This is a little bit more of like a salmon-y pink, maybe. It's a little bit more warm. It's kind of warm-toned pink. Ooh. Ooh. I'm kind of liking the pink. Let's see. Let's see what we're... They all definitely have different vibes. I mean, that's one of the things with inking dice that's kind of fun, is that, like, you can completely change how a set of dice feels by the color of the numbers. Alright, maybe if I can show these off next to each other. The camera's probably going to be not cooperative and not want to look at things close up, but I'm going to try and show you anyways. Oh. Right. So here's the colors that we've tried. Try not to have too much glare. Is that what it is, Arcane Outback? Man, I think my camera just hates anything up close. I think that's what it is. It does not want to focus. Hey, there we go. So, there's the colors that we've tried. Now that I've actually got like the colors on there, I'm kind of leaning orange. The pink's not, all of them are good. You know what I could do? I could do all of the colors. I could do every side a different color. Not a different color, but like just mix them up and do it so like the sides are like one side's blue, one side's yellow, one side's orange, one side's pink. That seems like it might be a little bit crazy. Could be fun. Because I like all these colors together, but I don't know that it was quite the vibe if I did it every side a different color. Let's see what other colors I've got here though. Could do, I don't know about the light pink. Someone said dark blue. I found an even darker blue. Should we try that? Try a dark blue? Doesn't hurt to try it. Oh, we could also try the blue-green that I was thinking of using originally. Let's try our blue-green. See how we feel about it. This one's also like sparkly, so it's got a shimmer to it. The teal shimmer is not bad. It looks even more blue on camera, I think, but okay, I'm gonna try the dark blue. Da, da, da. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read. Not a lot of contrast there. Ooh, it looks almost exactly the same on camera. There is actually more contrast in real life than there is on camera. But yeah, I think that would be a little bit too difficult to read. We'll just clear that one out. Alright, should I rerun the poll? I know. I could try manually messing with some of the exposures and things. My camera also loves to make things more blue. I feel like this webcam likes to make things more blue than they actually are. So things aren't necessarily quite true to color either. Well, we've got... Alright, should I rerun the poll? We were leaning blue originally. I may be leaning orange now, but I'm wondering what you guys... Oh gosh, just a second. If I want to type things, I gotta... I've still only got 4 slots, so it's gonna still have to be blue, orange, yellow, and pink probably. I might do blue/teal, orange, yellow, and pink. 'Cause I do have both that blue and the teal colors here. All right. We'll rerun the poll now that we've got our colors here too that we're trying out. Oops. Da, 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 da. There we go. You can see there. What color should we do the numbers? Oops, that's what I want. Da, da, da. I do think though that maybe the orange and purple might feel a little bit Halloween-ish. That is my main concern there. So while I'm kind of vibing with it, it's also like, I don't know if it's a little bit too much. I am going to start taking the colors out of these though, just on all of them, because I don't actually know which one I want, and it's going to be easier to get it out while it's still wet. This is how I do it when I'm testing these, is I just put some water in there, use my brush to kind of wick away the paint as much as I can. And if there's a little bit left in there, it's fine. It is fine. We're gonna paint over it anyways. Looks like we've got a couple of votes now. Need a tiebreaker. I was having a conversation with my mom earlier today. She was asking me, she asked me how many people show up to my live streams. I was like, not a ton, but honestly, I prefer it that way. I was explaining to her that, like, I'm probably, like, I enjoy it when there's probably about 4 people that are like, here and chatting. Because, like, I like doing live streams because I like chatting with people. So if there's, like, no one that shows up, it's like, well, kind of boring. But if there was, like, a ton of people, I don't think I'd be able to chat either. Like, I wouldn't be able to have, like, conversations with people either, which would also be kind of a bummer. So, like, I am fine with not a ton of people showing up to my live streams. Like, having just enough that I can actually talk with people is nice. Not that I can't talk at you guys, which I'm also prone to do, but talking with people is more fun. Okay, I've cleaned out the numbers now. We've got 4 votes. I guess I will end the poll. And we had a surprise last minute majority come in with pink. I can see that. I can see the pink. I mean, the crowd has spoken. I'm A-okay with doing pink. I feel like that's almost best of both worlds a little bit. It's not like Halloween like the orange would be, but it's still got that warm tone, and there's a lot of pinks and oranges in there. I'm down for doing pink. Let me put all of my paints back. Alright, let's do it pink. Yeah, I'm down for that. Alright, let's get these done. Before we go back to our other ones to add the sparkles. Gives these guys a bit more of a chance to dry completely. Because adding the sparkles on top of wet paint does not work well. It does not really work well. But we could do pink. Pink and purple. And some orange. Let me scoot you guys a little bit. There we go. Alright, and I am filming things. Oh, let me zoom out. Alright. Let's get some pink paint. My microphone is kind of in an annoying spot. Oh no. Did I fix it? Sorry. I thought that I had kind of fixed the issues I was having with my microphone, but I don't know that I did. I was thinking that, so it's been a whole ongoing thing with this microphone where, like, you breathe on it wrong and it starts not, like, connecting right. And you get all sorts of fun sounds that are not actually me talking. And I was thinking that I'd figured out what was causing the problem because I realized that, like, the cable on this microphone kind of, like, comes apart. You can unscrew it from itself. There's a spot here. If I go up, like, this part unscrews right here from this part unscrews from this part. Hello, you're back. Our supervisor is here. So I was thinking that that was the issue. Hello. No, that's not for rubbing your face on. I was just talking about how if you breathe on it wrong, it disconnects. So I went and I tightened that because I was like, oh, it must be the cable that's having problems. Like, just in the spot, because it seemed like it kind of fixed the issue. But I guess maybe not. All right, baby. You back? You back for more cuddles? All right, come on. Yeah, go ahead and lay down. Yep, lay down. Boy. She's just in a cuddly mood today, I guess. I do feel like Luna is more insistent about seeing what I'm working on when I am, like, streaming or recording a video, I think, just because I'm talking. I guess she's a very talkative cat, so she probably just wants to be involved. She likes to talk, too. This is my cat that likes to go on walks and talks, as we call them. AKA, she likes to walk about the house and scream while you follow her. That's one of her favorite pastimes. She'll just, like, lead you to random spots in the house, like the front hall closet, or a box in my office, or a corner somewhere that she likes to rub her face on, the bathroom, just random spots in the house. She likes to have you follow her while she yells and walks around the house. I don't know if that's like a Maine Coon thing. Are they supposed to be really talkative? Because I think she's part Maine Coon. She also really likes to play fetch. That's one of she's very good at playing fetch. She's got these little like puff balls that have like rattles in them. And she's very good at bringing them over to me when she wants to play fetch. Zoom out a little bit. I don't know why I'm at such an awkward angle all of a sudden. Is the camera plugged into the same hub as the microphone? The noises are in sync with when it refocuses. No, they're not. I did at the very beginning of the stream have an issue because I realized that I had the sound from the from my webcam and not the sound from my microphone. Wish I could see that being a thing, but no, I have audio from my microphone. I mean, they're both plugged into my computer, but they're not plugged into the same hub before the computer. They're plugged into separate USB ports. Eventually. Ah! Is the microphone still having issues? That is my other question. Like, are we getting like hum or feedback or anything? Or crackle? It's hard for me to tell from this position whether it's sounding alright or not. Now, let me get this one inked and then we'll... Oh my gosh, let me get it on camera. It is something that I'm always worried about when I'm streaming too, is that audio is having issues. I think some of that started because I did a stream playing a game, probably a few years ago now, and I think just a slight buzz. Huh. Well, that's just weird. Does anybody else hear a slight buzz when it refocuses, or is this like a thing in Arcane Arcane Outback's brain? Because that could be a thing. I can also change it to manual focus, which I might as well do. So I will just set it so that it's focused here now and it doesn't change. And that might help as well. I feel like that sounds like mean almost. I don't mean it that way. I just mean that human brains are weird, and sometimes like visual input sometimes visual input can like make you think weird things. I showed my grandma a video on Thursday of the like experiment thing where you have your hand like on the other side of a wall, and then you put like a fake hand on the table. And then basically you could set it up so that you can start, if you were watching the hand, you start like feeling like it is your actual hand. And like if someone taps it or something, like your brain says, oh, yes, my hand has been tapped, and like actually acts like it feels something, like you think you feel things. Brains are weird. And it's, I remember there was an image that it was, oh dear. They use a similar method using a mirror to relieve phantom pain sometimes. Yeah! Well, I guess we're in the dark now. Let me get just a little bit more light this way. My light over here just died. I think we'll call it good on here. Because it's kind of annoying trying to film. Let me get this out of the way. I think that's good enough. I set it up so you guys can see. That's the important thing. But it reminds me also of the it was a GIF that was circulating Tumblr for a long time ago, where it looked like I think it looked like a radio tower that was like jumping, but the way that the camera shook and things when it landed, like it felt like it was a very heavy landing. You could almost just like hear it landing because of like how heavy a landing it looked like. Like there obviously wasn't sound, it was a GIF, but it just felt like it should be going thump, 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 you know. Your brain could almost fill in the sound. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your brain makes the noise. Human brains are a weird thing. I went to a you've seen it? Oh, you know exactly the GIF I'm talking about. Yeah, like I don't know why that one specifically stuck with me, like, but it's kind of crazy how like that one specifically, I'm like, I can hear this even though there's no sound. But I went to years ago I went to a neuroscience talk at University of Washington. That was really fun. I don't remember much from it except that they had like door prizes, and that one of the door prizes was a sheep brain dissection kit. And I remember that because I was leaving on a plane like the next day, and I was like, I know that I cannot bring a sheep brain and scalpel on the plane. That is not going to be allowed, but man, I really want the sheep brain dissection kit. If you're curious what I'm like. Oh, here, this brings up a question that I should get figured out. So, I'll give you guys a little bit of a, this is an in the works video. I cannot bring sheep brain up. I know that they won't let me. I don't know which is going to be a bigger problem for them, the sheep brain or the scalpel, but I just know that they will not let me bring it on board. But yeah, so this is a little bit of a sneak peek at a video that I'm going to be working on. It's going to be a while until it's actually a video, but it's something I started a while back. I started working on a painting of a dissected frog. And then I decided that I was trying to figure out like how the internal structures worked and stuff. And so I dissected a frog. For reference, my dad is a middle school science teacher. He had a spare frog, because he was teaching frog dissections. But I didn't just like catch one in a pond. It was one that was prepared for being dissected. But if I were to, so I was planning on making this painting of like a frog dissection. I'm not worried about the painting being, demonetized or whatever. It is a painting. It's going to be somewhat, it's somewhat abstracted, of course. My question is, I filmed dissecting the frog. Do you think it would go against any of YouTube's terms of service for me to include some of me dissecting the frog in the video, and or do you think it would turn people off? Because I feel like people may not want to see a frog being dissected, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get a sense of whether I should or should not include footage of actually dissecting the frog in the video when I get around to actually finishing that painting. Sorry, baby. Because I'm not sure. I suppose when in doubt, it's probably better to, I think you're actively cutting it. YouTube would be snarky about it, but not scenes with the frog in general. So, like, you think it's fine if it's cut open, but not while I'm cutting it? Is that what you're saying? Or if I have the dead frog and it hasn't been cut into yet? You don't get grossed out by medical science, but can't speak for others. Yeah, with YouTube, I don't know with the YouTube. I'll probably go and look at the like YouTube guidelines. Like when I go to post videos, unfortunately it's a little bit glitched out. I was trying to upload like a short the other day, and I couldn't expand. Like it was trying to expand the information, and it was glitching out. But like YouTube does actually have like a list of saying like here's what can be monetized, here's like it splits things up into like categories and stuff, and I don't know if that would fall under something. I suppose, to be fair, I'm not super, to be fair, I do see non-educational videos of frog dissections up, so it might be fine. Okay, that's fair. And I mean, it might be, I might frame it as somewhat educational too. I might talk about some of the structures that are inside the frog. Like I could do that, because like my dad, the science teacher, was walking me through dissecting the frog. And it wasn't for necessarily for scientific reasons or educational reasons. I was using it as a way to get reference photos for a painting and try to understand the insides of a frog better. I've always been somewhat interested in like medical stuff, but I never wanted to go into medicine because I didn't want to be responsible for anyone's life in that way. So I went to school for engineering instead. No, I didn't actually graduate in engineering. To be fair, when I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do, and this was kind of before I started the resin stuff. I had just graduated school after having quit my full-time job. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. One of the things I was debating doing was going back to school for like prosthetics and orthotics. I thought that would have been pretty cool. That seemed like something. I always loved history of different diseases and bacteria. I don't know, it's just the human body is fascinating. It's so complicated, and there's so much stuff going on, and so much we still don't quite understand about it. But yeah, I was debating going back to school for like prosthetics and orthotics. I figured that was something in medicine where, I mean, obviously you're responsible for someone's well-being, but you're not like responsible for someone's life quite in the same way as if you were like a surgeon, or even someone who's going to diagnose people with things. Or there we go. I think the pink works. It looks a lot more red on camera. It's definitely a little bit more pink in real life. I've always been interested in like brain stuff too. I think the brain's really fascinating. Just the different structures and how different like various different like mental disorders and stuff are related to different structures in the brain or different, like, neurotransmitters and things. Like, I don't know. It's all very, very interesting. And now I'm an artist. I suppose I do kind of work in education, too. I say kind of. I work at a tutoring center, so I guess I directly work in education. I do like working there. It's nice. It's fun teaching the kids. They're funny. I was having a conversation earlier today about how funny middle schoolers are. Because I always thought that, like, I would enjoy working with, like, the elementary school aged, like, kids, and I do. But I think probably my favorite age range to work with is the middle schoolers. I like, they are just funny. I'm sure I got my job, though, because I have a degree in math. Like, I'm the only person there that does not have a background in education. Not saying that I'm bad at it. I feel like I'm pretty okay at it, actually, but my background is in math, not in teaching. I think I've always enjoyed teaching, though. I remember as a kid, I have a brother that's 3 years younger than me. And I remember as a kid, one of the things that we would do sometimes is, like, in the middle of the night, one of us would sneak over to the other person's room and we'd have night school. And from what I remember, we'd have like 3 stuffed animals and my brother as the students. And then I would be the teacher, and I had you know the big, like, things that you can write, like the things you can write on with, like, a magnet, and then you just, like, swipe the thing and it, like, clears it. I don't know if any of you had one of those things when you were a kid. I don't know what they're called. It reminds me of, like, an Etch-a-Sketch, but it's not an Etch-a-Sketch. Let's see, Tiki said you were almost going to go to get a medical degree in your college years, but didn't like the life in my hands thing. Same. And you do art too, and like watching other artists is a common thing. With the, like, metal dust. Yeah, the metal dust stuff inside. You know what I'm talking about, Arcane Outback. I can't think of what it's called. But I had a glow-in-the-dark one of those as a kid. And so I had my like, glow-in-the-dark one, and I would put up, like, math problems and things. And some of the stuffed animals were really good at answering questions. Some of them weren't. But yeah, I remember doing that as a kid a few times. But yes, Tiki, it sounds like we're same hat. What sort of art do you do? Sounds like you also do resin stuff? Wait, who said that? The camera. Wait. Oh no, Arcane Outback said cameras hate resin. What kind of art stuff do you do? I like hearing about what other people are working on. That was kind of what started me streaming. Well, I started streaming during the pandemic over on Twitch, but I was in the middle of taking a studio painting class when the quarantine happened in 2020. And I really missed it. Like, if you guys haven't ever done, like, a studio art class, there's something really fun about, like, just doing art in the same space as other people. Like, it's like a knitting circle, or, you know, there's something to be gained in just being in the presence and hanging out with other people while working on something. And I kind of missed that, so I was kind of trying to bring that back a bit with with streaming. Sculpture, sewing, and off on painting. Sculpture is your fave. Ooh, that sounds fun. Drawing too, but not like you used to. Oh, that's fair. I feel like I am much better at painting than I am at drawing. I do really want to take like a figure drawing class at some point though. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be nice. It'd be fun. But it does mean that while I'm working on things, I'm always curious about what other people are working on too. That was also part of the reason that my Discord became a thing. It's like, I want to see all of the things that people are working on. I got pressured a little bit into making the Discord. Not like pressured, but I had enough people request that I ended up making a Discord. But it also, it very much was a case of, it's like, people can post photos there of what they're working on. I'm like, I want to see what people are working on. Show me all of the things that are being made. So when you say you do sculpture, what sort of medium are you working in for sculpture? Generally. Because that could encompass a lot of things. You could just have a block of marble that you're taking to a chisel to. That could be sculpture. You could be doing clay. You could be doing mixed media, combining a bunch of different things. You could be doing, I don't know, Sculpey. Oh, okay. What was that I wanted to make with polymer clay? I've got a bunch of polymer clay. I'm not very good at it necessarily, because I haven't done a ton with it. I should watch more, like, videos on how to work with polymer better. I've made some cute things with it, though. I could show you, I've got some polymer clay things on my desk right now. They're not the best. I'm not sure what to do with them, which is why they're on my desk. Do you guys want to see the weird polymer clay things I have on my desk right now that I'm not quite sure what to do with? Oh, yeah, that's fair. There's ammo. I'll grab the weird polymer clay things on my desk. I was like, I don't know if I could sell these or not. They're a little bit, oh, nope, Luna, nope. Not for you. No, Luna! It's not for you. Here's one of them. Here's one little guy. I think this one might be, this guy's my favorite. I really like this idea too. I think I want to do more flesh monsters with multiple eyes. Oh, hey, that's right. Let me just fix the focus, because there we go. I think I want to make some more. I'll probably maybe do like a wash on it. Luna! She's trying to get that. But I think flesh monsters full of eyes would be fun. Okay, I'll show this one again since I didn't have it in focus. I'm sure these are not very strong is the thing. This was probably my least favorite, but I had fun. I had fun making these. Weird slug guy. Long boy. Long boy. I made these a long time ago. And then Triangle Man, of course. I made them so long ago. It's one of those. This one is also not finished on the back at all. These were fun to make. I'm just not sure what to do with them now. It's one of those things where I don't feel like they're finished enough that I would sell them. But I'm not sure what to do with them all. Luna, they're not for you. They're not a snack. They're going back over here. I was debating seeing if people wanted to buy them at here's on me. Focus. Nope. There we go. Putting them up for sale at the in-person event that I'm doing in a couple weeks. Because People can buy them if they want to, or not if they don't want to. But I don't know what I would sell them for, even, just because they're not all that finished. I'd maybe probably change out the cords that they're on at the very least, so that they're on like nicer cords than just the cheap bulk cord things. But I don't know. I at one point had it in my online shop, I think, that you could like build your own. So you could give me like a color, a shape, like number of eyes, or you could leave it up to like a roll of the dice. I did one. I am kind of tempted to bring that back because I think that'd be really fun to do. I definitely bought less finished looking things at a craft fair before. That's fair. How much should I sell them for though? What should I list them as? Maybe I'll put those on some cards. Do you think like, I don't know, it's like 20 bucks reasonable? Should I go 15? Like I said, I'm going to change out the cords so that they're a little bit nicer, but like, maybe, I don't know, maybe 15. I might keep the purple guy. I feel like the purple guy's my favorite. I mean, I have other random things that I've made. I have so much random stuff that I've made. Minimum 15. I mean, they took a fair amount of like time, I think, but also, like I said, they don't feel finished to me. It's one of those things where I feel like I'd get better at making them and feel more comfortable charging the actual cost of time. I could just go straight 20, make it easy. Maybe 18. So you said, so you work in Sculpey. Do you have any recommendations for making pieces strong? Because like my concern also with those is just that they might be, I'm not going to like test it. I don't think they're going to be super weak or anything. You know, it's polymer clay. It's fairly strong. But like, are there tricks to like make sure that it's going to last well? Does that make sense? Do you know? I probably could do some more research instead of just randomly making things. To be fair, a lot of the I mean, I can show you some of the actual, like, finished sort of polymer clay things that I've done, too. Because I have some of those as well, although Luna will have to move. And I feel a little bit bad about it. Oh, there she goes. You going? Goodbye! I can show you some of the, like, actual, like, finished, more finished things that I've made with polymer clay. Let me grab a couple of those real quick. I made these, and these are actually a mix of polymer clay and resin. Let's see, I'll just pull off the first one here, and let me zoom in. Made some little mushrooms and put them inside of crystals. And I've got a bunch of different colors here. Here's a little green one. Started using cosplay. It makes any brittle or skinny spots more flexible without bending. I think you can incorporate it into Sculpey. Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I've got a bunch of polymer clay that I inherited. Well, sort of inherited. Like, she's not dead. She just stopped working in it. But I've got a bunch of polymer clay that I got from my grandma, because she used to do a lot of polymer clay stuff. And then, I mean, I think some of it was just her hands couldn't quite do it anymore. But so I got a bunch of polymer clay from her. I feel like I should also try out like liquid Sculpey. I feel like that could be useful. I got a thing of it, but I think it's like it might be like pearl colored. I think getting like a translucent might be nice. Here, I'm gonna, since I'm at my computer, I'm gonna type that in over here so I remember to look it up. Cosplay. Not cosplay. 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 Alright, cool. Ah, okay. Hybrid polymer clay with a unique plastic rubber blend that stays flexible even after curing. Tough, durable, and ready for anything. Oh, okay. All right. I've got it up now, so I can look more into it later. Cool. I appreciate the suggestion. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I kind of want to make more of those monsters. Not right this second, obviously. But I might have to add them back to my shop because they're fun. I think I should, I think maybe I'll just make some more at some point and try to like kind of spruce up the idea a little bit, because I think that doing like a wash on them with like an antiquing gel to give them a little bit more depth might be nice. Maybe like a gloss, some sort of gloss coat on the eyes would be good. I wonder if there's a way to like get fingerprints out. I mean, that's just gonna happen though, I think. I think that's part of the medium. Just makes them feel unique, right? Dun, 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 dun. Alright, there's those. How are we feeling on the pink? I do wish that, you know what I should do? I should plug in my light over here instead of just letting it sit here. Rubbing alcohol and clay softener. I've got a lot of rubbing alcohol because I use it all the time with my resin. I'm going to plug in my light so maybe we can get some more light again. I feel like it might help show off the colors a little bit better at the very end. I also found candy and pistachios. I'm feeling a little bit hungry. Let's see. Let's look at sometimes get fingerprints, but those two make it easier to not have them on the clay. So do you use that before or after you bake it? Before, I'm assuming? Before, okay. Pardon my chewing. I found a thingy of soft Werther's Originals, and perhaps I am just a little old grandma at heart, but I do like me some Werther's Originals. I really like caramels. It just sounded good. So yummy. Of course, now that I've had one, I want more, but I probably do not need more. I did also grab pistachios, but I feel like I'll feel a little bit bad if I start eating pistachios because they're kind of crunchy. That might be a little bit loud. Probably healthier for me than the Werther's Originals. So. I don't know how I'm feeling about the pink. Not sure how I'm feeling. Is this like the right color pink? Should we have done a lighter pink? Is that maybe what it is? It maybe feels like more red now. It's on the purple. Should we go over it with a lighter pink? I suppose I could mix this with a little bit of white actually to make it lighter. Or is it top just enough? That's the question. You know, it's good that I didn't try and find more things to ink, because we are already 2 hours in. I was thinking that it might be a short stream. I'm like, I only have like 2 sets of D20s to ink. It's not very much. I always forget how long it takes me to ink D20s. There's so many sides. That's one of the reasons that I, like, when I'm pricing things, I price kind of based on the number of sides as opposed to the number of dice, which I figured out like a whole system for how I price things at one point. I still find it so difficult to figure out how to price things, but when it came to the dice, I kind of calculated things based on the number of faces as opposed to the number of dice. Partially because there's just a lot more sanding and stuff that has to happen with like a D20 versus a D6 as well. As far as the dice go, I feel like the D6s usually clean up the easiest. Sometimes you don't even have to sand any flashing off or anything. It's like they're just good to go. Whereas with the D20s, you gotta sand like 4 different sides. Try and get everything, all the flashing off, get everything even. And there's also like a lot more that you gotta ink. I did finish pouring like the commission that I've been working on. I finished pouring that last night, I think. I need to double check. One of them might need like one more layer of resin. But I should see if I can unmold things tonight and send over photos. I do need to do a few things left. It's light switch plates, not dice. But I do need to touch up a few spots, just because they've got flowers in them, so they've got a few like air bubbles and things on some of the surfaces. So I'm gonna fill those in, just so that, you know, water doesn't get in there and stuff. You don't want that. Alright. There. Oh, there's one more. I missed one. It was hiding from me in the dark. Now that my lighting is gone. I do have one light there, too. Up there. But that one's just actively plugged in. The other one would have been a little bit more complicated to try and plug in while it was next to me. It lasted while it could. Like I said, we'll try and bring it back in a little bit after it's charged for a while. Actually, I wonder how far... Nah, it's not going to reach far enough to use it. I've got it plugged in over on by the wall. I actually used those lights when I was working on the candle painting. But I had a place to plug it in at that point. It's kind of funny. So I've accumulated some various tech and stuff. I mean, I guess I've been doing YouTube videos for about 3 years, right? It's probably about that, somewhere in there. But I've acquired some various tech bits and bobs. But I think the best investment for as far as all of the different tech bits and bobs goes is the lights. I use them so much. Obviously I use them for like live streaming here, and I use them for filming, but they're nice because they're portable. Like I can just unplug it and move it somewhere and use it for like an hour and a half, which means that like it's great if I have like a mess somewhere in the house, like it's in the middle of the night and it's dark. I'm like, I need light over in this corner specifically. You know, maybe a cat was sick or something. I'm like, I need light over in this corner specifically. I can just grab one of those and like have like a whole light in pointing exactly where I need it, and I don't have to try and hold a flashlight or something. So useful. They also pack down nice and conveniently. I could attach it to the top of a camera if I wanted to. Like it has the like kind of like piece for that. Very, very useful. Very, very useful. I've got some I have like a few videos that I've kind of like scripted out some stuff that I want to do for them, like kind of like sketch-wise almost. Not really a sketch, but kind of a bit to them, or kind of a, not necessarily a straightforward, here's how I made a set of dice, but having a bit of a character that I'm playing while explaining the dice. I have some ideas for those, but it will be so useful to have those lights and things for when I actually get around to filming them. And I can tell. I suppose it's similar. I feel like lighting is similar to like film as like sound dampening and stuff is to audio. So obviously, like I've got a nice microphone here. It's a nice microphone. However, I don't have like really an audio setup. Like I've got a window right next to me. There's not like a ton of fabric and things in this room, so there's a little bit, gonna be a little bit of an echo, a little bit of reverb. It's one of those things where it doesn't really affect things with like the YouTube videos. Like I always find it kind of crazy when YouTubers are just like, maybe you guys could hear a difference in my audio. I'm like, I can never hear a difference in the when like I don't know enough about audio to be able to hear a difference in their audio. Unless it like actively changes like in the middle of like a sentence while they're talking and they are pointing it out. Hello Luna. But I do know, oh, we've been going for 2 hours or something, because I'll start over the playlist. Where's I going with this? Oh, but I do know that like if I wanted to do anything like professionally, like if I wanted to do any sort of like voice acting or recording music, oh no, not again. Speaking of my microphone, what are you doing? Why is it being weird? Okay, we good now? That is the other problem with this thing, but if I wanted to do any, like, trying to do music or voice acting or anything that my audio environment would not be conducive to that. Like, it would not be good enough for that. It works for YouTube voiceovers. So someday I'd like to get that maybe figured out. Because I think it'd be fun to do some music stuff or some voice acting stuff, but that would require me to figure out how to set that up. Hello, Luna. Why is it... What is going on with this thing? It keeps, I'm assuming you guys keep getting a bunch of humming, right? Because the light is looking like it. Hi, Luna. Luna. Okay, come on. Come on. Down you go. Come on. Come on. Down you go. There we go. What is going on? It keeps just staying on green. I feel like I fixed it somehow by yelling at it. I wasn't yelling at you guys. I was yelling at my microphone. I hope you know. Alright, there's all of the pinks. All the pink ones. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to bonk you with my elbow. Yes, hello, sweetheart. Hello, sweetheart. My helper is back. Hello. Hello. How are you, my sweet girl? My sweet fluffy girl who's very cuddly today. I feel like she likes to come and sit on my lap occasionally. She doesn't usually come and sit on my lap this often. She just seems to really want to hang out today. And really want to be a lap cat. What are we looking at? I don't know what we're looking at. She also likes to stare at ghosts. This is also the same cat that broke one of my electric kettles. We'll leave her on camera for a second. But yes, this is one of my cats this is my cat who broke one of my electric kettles because I had taken a painting off of a wall and there was a nail sticking out of it. Excuse me a moment. Here, just a second. Okay, I think I fixed it. But there's a nail sticking out of a wall where the painting had been hung up. And I had a little table with my glass electric kettle underneath it, very close underneath it. And Luna, oh, did I get paint in your front? I'm sorry. Luna saw the nail in the wall. I was like, oh, a bug! And went leaping for it, and then completely biffed it. And slid. She was standing on like the dining room table and went jumping for it, and she's got very fluffy little feet, and she just kind of like went down right into the cord of the glass electric kettle and pulled it down. Luckily she was okay. The kettle was not. I was mostly worried about the cat. We can get another kettle, but sometimes you're not very bright. You see nail and you think he's bug. And you go, ooh, I could eat. But you could not eat. You also could not get because it was up on the wall. And you apparently could not jump. Yes, I know, I'm talking to you. Hello. Mwah. Yes, hello. Hello. Yes, the epitome of grace. Alright. We've got our pink. It does look more red, or I think on camera, but it's definitely pink. Okay, so I've got one last layer of things to do, and that is shimmery blue on these. Oops, shimmery blue on these guys. I'm tempted I'm tempted to call it here, though. Hello. We probably should start on these. I need to leave at least one, is my thought, so because I want to get my lighting back before I film it. So tell you what, I'll set one off to the side, and that'll be the one that I do on that I film. But we can work on the other ones. There we go. That seems like a plan. Ooh. Is it exploding? Why is it exploding? No, why is it explode? Oops, sorry. This paint is fun. It sticks everywhere. What are you doing, Luna? Okay. But yeah, the sparkles are... Oh gosh, there's still so much red. I don't need the pink. Just a second. See if I can get pink off of my brush. The sparkles are hard to get off of the faces. They love to stick to the faces. Luckily, it's not like too big of a deal. Usually just makes the dice look more sparkly, which is fine. Also, if it's not, doesn't completely cover everything, it's also not a huge deal. Because it's so see-through and subtle. I just got pink in there, though, from my fingers. I know, exactly. Oh, no! There's more sparkle in my sparkles. This does also mean, though, that I have to try and keep track of which sides I have already done. Ugh, I got pink in there. I think it's okay. I just need to figure out where to rub it so I don't get other colors in there. Extra sparkle for your sparkle. I'm not liking that there is some flecks of pink in the D20 side. Alright, I'm sorry, Luna, but I'm going to roll a second. Oh, you're okay. Ugh. That's my sharp things drawer. I'm pulling out a pin. So I'm going to try and get some of these little flecks of pink out. Did I get it? I might have actually gotten it out. I'm somewhat impressed with myself. I didn't think that was going to work as well as it did. Alright. Get all these other sides. I need to stop trying to wipe it off with my finger though, because I'm sure that's where the pink came from. So my hands have all the pink on them from the last die, you know, I go like this or whatever to wipe off the face. And I'm just wiping more pink into the numbers. On the side, I've not done that side. It's so subtle, I have to like study it and be like, is there a sparkle in there or not? The answer was no, there is not a sparkle in the 16 side. But there is in the 4. Okay. I should make some more D20 molds. As far as like dice making goes, my least favorite part of the process is making molds. I just find it tedious for some reason. But I really do need to make some more D20 molds. I obviously, with the Patreon D20s, which is what these are, the majority of what I make is like D20s. Because like when I make a set, you know, that's has a D20 in it, and then I make just miscellaneous D20s that I like polish up and sell, and then the Patreon D20s. So I just make a lot of D20s. So those molds tend to get worn pretty fast compared to everything else. Also, I think just the shape of them and the fact that like the opening at the very top of the mold is so much smaller than the die itself probably adds to that wear and tear as well. I'm just trying to check and just because you have to kind of like pull the mold, you end up stretching the mold a fair amount as you're trying to remove things from the mold, and that's going to put more strain on it. But I'm thinking about the mechanics of materials class that I took a long time ago now. So it's just like strain. Well, what are the different forces? That's how my brain works. I'm just like, oh yes, what are some different? Let's see, there's tensile strength, and I've got torque, and it's been years since I've taken that. That was a really good class though. That was one of my, I did start out in engineering. I didn't actually graduate in engineering. But I'm gonna sneeze again. When I was doing engineering, that was one of my favorite classes. I think was the mechanics of materials class. I think the teacher was just really good at teaching it in a way that I could understand too. Like, I don't know, it's like everything made so much sense. Sometimes you run into a teacher or a class like that, I feel like, too. Where everything else just kind of lines up. I had a math class that I took at one point, which was also a really fun class. It was, but also I'm a weirdo who likes proofs, and things like that. It was a mathematical reasoning class, and basically what it was a math class talking about how math works as a concept. Fascinating class. We did a lot of proofs, so just like, you know, proving that things. I can't think of an example, but it's just like prove that, like, you know, this like, I don't know, what's a good proof? Prove that this is equivalent to this type thing or whatever, but just like learning all the like rules of like what math is and how it operates as a concept, but also just like talking about different sizes of infinity and things. But where I was going with that is that I took this class years after I had taken, it was not, well, I don't know how many years, it was a couple of years after I had taken linear algebra, and it was just suddenly like, oh, that's what all those symbols mean. Because I had taken a linear algebra class, and the professor was just talking about R and all of these different things. I'm like, what is R? What is R? Why is there a weird R symbol? What does this mean? I don't know what this means. It turns out that it was a symbol that means all real numbers, which would have been useful to know at the time. Not that I remember much of that stuff with the proofs or whatever, but I often will tell people that I don't necessarily remember a lot of like how to do the different math stuff. Like if you asked me to help you with like calculus right now, I'd be like, I don't remember. But I do know enough about how math works and what things are called that I can look up information on how to do various things, and usually I can understand it pretty well, which I think is the more important skill, honestly. It's more useful to know how to find the right information than to just know the right information. That's a skill that's, I think, more important than anything. Like at work yesterday, one of the students was working on synonyms, and she had just like a bank of words that she was trying to like match to other words, and I was like, do you know what these words mean? And she's like, no. I was like, all right. And so I just grabbed her dictionary. I was like, here, look up the words, find out what they mean. It's like, it's more useful for you to know how to figure out what these words mean than to just know what these words mean. Like, nothing wrong with having a big vocabulary. I have a pretty big vocabulary, but like, it's more useful to understand where to find out what a word means than just to know what a word means. And then once you can figure out how to find it, and then you can learn what the word means, and then you know it for next time. But like with any skill, or anything really, if you use something every day, you'll remember it. If you don't, then you won't. I don't remember. Like, I did so much calculus when I was taking engineering classes. I don't remember how to do calculus at all. I mean, I know that there are such things as derivatives and integrals and roughly what those things mean. How to do, if you ask me to do a derivative or an integral or a limit right now, I would just be like, I don't remember how these are set up. Or even just like the rules for like logs or combining exponents and things. I had to look those up again recently. Someone was, oh gosh, I've gotten more pink in there. Like the exponents, someone brought in homework on exponents. I'm like, I don't remember all the rules for how to combine exponents, but I know that these are called exponents and that there are rules, so I'm going to go look up exponent rules. And lo and behold, I found a list of exponent rules and I understood what it meant. I think I'm probably, as far as math goes, I'm pretty happy. I'm probably the happiest with just doing like basic algebra. I feel like, no. I do feel like algebra and geometry, just kind of basic algebra and geometry, are the most useful. Just in general. They're the things that I'll use from day to day. Why is there paint on this one? Did I drop it? I'm suddenly reminded too of that's something else that I want to try and get the kids to understand, is like how are these things going to be useful in everyday life. And I'm thinking back now of the time when one of the kids was learning how to count change, like with money. And they were not having it at all. They did not want to be working on it. They didn't see the point. And so I went and grabbed a thing of like fake money, like manipulative money. It's like fake bills and coins and things. And I brought it over and I'm like, all right, we're going to play a game. It's called I'm going to try and scam you. I'm going to give you back change. You got to decide if I gave you back the right change or not. It's like, you might not want to learn how to do this, but it is important for your future well-being that you know how to do this so you don't get scammed. You want people to RuneScape money doubling class? Oh no. there some sort of money hack in RuneScape? I never actually played RuneScape. I know my brother did. I was never a big, like, I've never been a big video gamer. I like watching people play video games, but I've never been a big, like, gamer myself. Which is kind of crazy since I grew up with both of my parents playing, like, online MMO RPGs. Like, I remember as a pretty young kid sitting and watching my mom and dad play EverQuest together. But it would not surprise me if there was some sort of RuneScape money glitch. That was a scam everyone fell for in 2020. It was based on it. RuneScape made a lot of... Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Yes, yes. AKA, I'm gonna try and scam you. Yep. I was proud of myself for that one. I was proud of myself for coming up with that game idea on the spot with the kid that was like, I don't see the point of this. I'm like, I will set something up so that you see the point of this and why this is important for you to learn. Here's why you should learn how to count change. Gamify it always works great for kids' new experience, especially if it's physical. Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, I've learned a fair amount of some of the teaching stuff that I know from my dad, who is a teacher. And that's one of the things that he's always tried to do is make it hands-on or make it a game. Like, he has a story about when he was teaching, like, it might have been like a remedial middle school math class or something like that. I can't remember if it was remedial or not. But he set up this whole thing with, like, pizzas getting split up into things, and it was this whole, like, story that he set up. And so he was going through all of this stuff with this whole story about, like, I think it was like a bank robber burst into, like, a pizza joint and stole, like, a third of a pizza and, like, all sorts of things. And he says that in the middle of this at one point, one of the kids started trying to talk to the person next to him. And he's like, no talking during the test. And they're like, this is a test? Because they were just all having a great time with this whole, figuring out this whole story with this bank robber that was stealing these pizzas. It's like, they didn't even realize that it was a lesson, let alone the test that everyone was taking that day. I mean, there's also my dad has lots of stories from teaching. The math made me think of it. One of the other things he did at one point was he had kind of like a friendly rivalry going with a different teacher. And so he was teaching science at that point, and the other teacher was teaching math. And the teacher had been complaining to him that it takes so long to get these kids to understand Roman numerals. It usually takes like 2 weeks or something to get them all to, like, understand what all the different letters made and, you know, how Roman numerals work. And so my dad had like 10 minutes at the left 10 minutes left in his class right before the students went over to this other person's class. And so in those 10 minutes, he said, do you guys want to pull a prank on your math teacher? And they're like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm gonna teach you guys Roman numerals in these 10 minutes. And everyone was so engaged in wanting to pull a prank on the math teacher that they all learned Roman numerals in 10 minutes. And so the math teacher apparently came storming in later and was like, what did you do? I had lessons planned out for like 2 weeks on Roman numerals, and they're just like, oh yeah, that's 10. I know that. Exactly. Exactly. Of course they would spite learn. Exactly. People love to do things as competitions or pranks or spite, or like, you can absolutely use all of those things to get people to do things or learn things. Something I do like about, is the microphone doing weird things again? Something I do like about working in like a tutoring center versus, oh, weird. The light on my little like, what is this thing called? I can't think of what it's called. Audio interface, there we go. There's a light on my audio interface that lights up when I'm talking. And it's supposed to be so that I can kind of check like where the gain's at and stuff. You know, I want it to be green and then like maybe go into the yellow. I don't want it to be red, that sort of thing. Because I don't want it to peak. Usually I can tell that there's an issue if it is staying lit, or like, and the light was just solid green. Here, I can show you. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna move you so you can see the light. So when I talk, you can see that it's lighting up. It should light up when I talk. But that light right there was just solid green. So like here, if I just make a noise, ah, it looked like that. Okay, where was I? Okay, 17 and 3. Yeah. This microphone, I'm still not quite sure what's going on with it. I just want it to work, man. Just want it to work. Oh, no, I have it in 3 already. Okay, I've done all those hits. Okay. Should I see if my light is charged enough to bring it back now? Actually, I guess it hasn't been super long. It's probably been, what, maybe half an hour since I plugged it in. I want to bring it back for filming, inking, like the last one of these. I'll do that. I'll let it charge until I need to ink the last one, and then we'll have the light back for showing off how things turned out too. My hands are so covered in paint. I don't know how some people stream for like 12 hours or days or months or whatever. I get about like 3 hours in and I'm like, my throat's starting to go from all the talking. I have, to be fair, done like a 5-hour stream. I've done a couple of like 5-hour streams before. But even then, I feel like after about 2.5, 3 hours, I'm just like, well, I've run out of everything to talk about. I guess I'm just going to sit here now and work on my project. I think the first ever 5-hour stream that I did was maybe the first, like when I first started on the moss embroidery project that I've been working on. They're just sitting next to me right now. Which, to be fair, makes sense to me because whenever I start working on that project, I just want to keep going on it. Like, it's just fun to work on. There's another piece of pink. Oh my gosh, how have I made it worse? Okay. Okay, did I get all of the sides? That's the question here. So I do expect that, oh my gosh, I should have done this before I did the pink. I'm realizing that now. Just a second, I know this is kind of out of frame. I'm just trying to make sure that I did all the sides. And I need the light at like just the right angle to see. Okay, looks like I did. Oh. Alright. I should... Sorry, I'm thinking about some video ideas that I've had, and I'm realizing that I could combine a couple of things. Because I had an idea, I was like, that's going to be too ambitious, I think. But then now I'm realizing that with the like quicker and easier way of filming that I tried recently, it might actually be doable. I'll need to like think it out though. Here's a question for you guys. If I set up like an Inktober thing for I don't know if it would be October necessarily, maybe October, but if I set up like a list of prompts for like a month with the idea that like you try and make something during the month that's fits the prompts. You don't have to do all of them necessarily. Like if you're making dice, I don't necessarily expect you to make a set of dice a day or whatever. I suppose you could do, you know, multiple sets at once, but I don't know. Would that be interesting? I need to think on it a bit, but I feel like it could be fun to do. Maybe in like the Discord server, set up like an event almost. The brain juices are going. I'm thinking. Okay, I've missed 6 and 16. The thing is, I don't know what I would do that other people haven't, like, already done before. That sort of thing. That is the, yeah, I know, it's like, it seems like it'd be really fun. I'm just trying to think of how I would do it that would make it any sort of, I mean, I guess to be fair, the thing that would be fun about it would be if I did it in my, yeah, oh, yeah. I think the idea would be people could work in whatever medium they want. I'd try to keep things, like, vague enough that they could, you know, use inspiration from whatever, but, I think maybe the fun of it would just come from having it be, like, a community thing where we're all doing it together, and I think I'd need to figure out if I just want to do it in my Discord or if I want to like post things on YouTube, like the prompts. I think my idea would be, and this is what I was just saying about ambitious, is that my idea, you guys are getting sneak peeks on my thoughts here. My idea would be that I would post the list And then I would attempt to post a video a day for that month with focusing on all the different prompts. I might film them before the month, and that's part of the reason that I would, you know, I'd maybe post the list a little bit early too, but I don't know, like a few days before the month starts. I might film some of them before the month starts, but I feel like it could be fun to post the list and then try and do a video a day. The other question though is, should I do it in October when it overlaps with like Inktober, or do I do it a different month so that it doesn't overlap with Inktober? I guess Inktober is maybe one of those things where people tend to pick like one list of prompts that they're going to follow, so like it might be okay if it's happening at the same time. People could just pick that list of prompts if they wanted to. Okay, that's looking alright. Got two more here. I've got one, and then I've got one over here that I'm gonna do with the camera going. I have some artsy friends I might get opinions from. Oh my gosh, the pink. And see what they think. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be fun. I'm already I'm circling some ideas for some prompts now too. Here you go. Here's a way you can contribute if you want. Do you have any ideas for things that would be fun prompts? I think I'd maybe go somewhat like generic with some of the prompts, just so that there's a lot of like I don't know, a lot of different things that people could do, but not necessarily. I might, I don't know. I might start working on a list now. I now really like this idea. I just need to think about when I'm going to do it. Found objects. Ooh, yeah. See, the thing is, I'd just call it found objects, and then if people want to like draw, you know, like a fairy with their collection of things that they've found, or if someone wants to do some sort of cool photography thing with found objects, like there's a lot of options there. I like that though. I think found objects is really fun. Let me tell you what, I'm gonna open a Word document. I'm gonna put that in there because I like that idea. Alright. I also had the idea for like one of the other ones that I just thought of was like maps, because I'd be interested to see what people do with that. It's like you could like find like a physical paper map and like paint on it. You could draw a fantasy map. You could like, it's another one where I'd be interested to see what people did with it. I think that framing this as a multi media, like art challenge. So not necessarily like drawing like Inktober is, but doing something where it's like you can work in whatever medium you want and trying to keep things like specific but generic enough that people can interpret things how they want and like interpret them into like their own specific artistic mediums would be fun. I think that's where some of the fun of it would be. Because I think I would have fun doing different artistic mediums. Like I might try drawing some of them. I might try doing dice for some of them. Doing dice with little maps on them would be super cool. But I mean, if some people want to do dice for all of the prompts, or people want to do drawings or sculptures or whatever, like, that'd be cool. I like the idea of it being multimedia. Especially since, like, my Discord is pretty multimedia. Some people do a lot of digital art. Some people do a lot of resin. Honestly, I think if people did photography for that, it'd be really fun, too. You could do some cool photography stuff. I mean, it'd be fun if people, like, straight up, like, decided to, like, cook a meal based on the different... Done, you're late? Only 3 hours, it's fine. What's 3 hours? I can't remember if I was saying it on stream earlier, if I was talking to someone, IRL. But I was talking about, debating trying to, like, multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. And part of the reason I was debating doing that is because YouTube doesn't seem to let people know that I'm streaming until like an hour into the stream. I'm gonna grab the light so that I can film inking this last die. Also, I'm on my last die. I'm sorry, Hannah, but give me a second. Oh, I forgot my pistachios. Ooh, what are you painting? This was definitely still charging. I don't think it has very much juice. But yeah, what were you painting? Let me get all of this set up and then I will... Okay. Oh my gosh. Your new Warhammer Mini, Tyrannid Psychophage. That sounds like some kind of virus. Maybe I'm just thinking bacteriophage, actually. It's a big killer bug! I wasn't far off. I wasn't far off with my assessment of it being like a virus or something, or I mean, I'm assuming a bacteriophage is a bacteria. I can't remember. That would make sense with the name, but now is it a bacteria? We're back to my conversation about being able to research and find information. I could look that up, but... Wait, someone was talking about being interested in diseases and bacteria, right? Is a bacteriophage an actual bacteria? Or is it something else? I can't remember if it's actually a bacteria. Obviously it's in the name. But I can't remember if the name was misleading or not. I will say, though, that painting a big killer bug does sound like a lot of fun as far as painting things goes. Like, it would be fun painting a giant killer bug. I don't know why that appeals to me, but also I was talking about frog dissections and a sheep brain dissection kit earlier, so I feel like I shouldn't be too surprised. I really don't know. You painted it like a Madagascar sunset moth, one of your favorite moths. That sounds cool. I might have to Google that real quick. I can't find time to Google bacteriophage, but I can find time to Google Madagascar sunset moth. That sounds cool. Okay, so here. Let me zoom out. Where was I? The Madagascar sunset moth is? Okay, give me a second. Let me finish filming this and then I will Google real quick, because that just sounds cool. Moths are cool, sunsets are cool. I assume Madagascar's pretty cool, but I would assume that Madagascar's pretty cool, although I've never been there. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. That's enough. I don't need to get the whole die. I just need a little bit of footage. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me Google Madagascar sunset moth. I have a tab open with cosplay. Madagascar sunset moth. Oh, one of those. Ooh. That is very pretty. For anyone who's not looking it up, it's got like a lot of black, but then there's like green on the wings and then just like orange and red at the very bottom. That's pretty. Oh, phage comes from the Greek word to devour. Oh. Oh, okay, so okay. My thing's doing the thing again where it's completely lit up. Nope, okay, we're good. So is a bacteriophage something that eats bacteria? Oh, it is a virus. Oh, okay, it is a virus. Oh, okay. It replicates within bacteria. So that, okay. So it's devourer of bacteria. A virus that infects and replicates within bacteria. The term is derived from ancient Greek phagian, to devour, and bacteria. So they're composed of proteins that encapsulate a DNA or RNA genome. Okay, so they're made up of proteins. If you guys have ever, it infects other bacteria. Okay. You guys have never looked up what a bacteriophage looks like, you should look up what a bacteriophage looks like, because it's crazy. Let me finish inking this. They do look like little, yeah. They look like something out of sci-fi. Did I get all the sides? Okay, let me get these sides. They're like they look like an alien spaceship or something. Little Tesla coil aliens, yeah. Yeah, that's accurate. That is exactly what they look like. There are so many strange and wonderful things in this world. And mildly terrifying things that look like they come from outer space. I'm hoping that my light lasts to the end of this dye. Should we take a quick look at the at the purple dice before my light dies again? I'm kind of, I don't know how I'm feeling about the purple dice. I've only got a couple sides left. I've got 4 sides left. I'll do the last 4 sides and then we'll look at the purple ones. Actually, I'm just going to turn this off. I'm turning that light off so that I can save it so we can look at the purple ones. Because I'm having second thoughts about the pink color. I don't think pink is bad. I think that maybe this pink's a little bit too dark. So I'll get your guys' opinion on it in just a second. Two more sides on this one. Alright, those are all done and drying. They'll definitely be more sparkly once the paint in them actually dries. Alright, let's get an opinion on these. See, the thing is, I tend to not do colors that are like too bold, I guess, so maybe that's just what it is. But what do we think of this? Oh, here, let me focus on the right spot. What do we think of this pink color? Is it too dark? Should I have gone for a lighter pink, or do you think it's good? I actually, you know, I think it does work with the orange in there. I feel like it does make that orange pop, which is nice. I kind of don't mind that. I'm just wondering if it feels a little too red. Or does it feel like a good pink? I think especially when it dries, it's a little bit darker. You might need another coat there, but thoughts, opinions? Busy boy! What's going on? Come here. Come say hello to the people. Bits. A little lighter. No, I don't know. No, it's pretty, it feels pretty red, IRL. Oh, okay. You're vibing with it, Hannah? Like I said, I feel like I'm down for for pink. I feel like maybe it's too dark, though. I feel like it feels a little too red. I might leave it, though, just because I don't want to have to go back over it again. We have been sitting here for 3 hours doing... this was half of... Well, it wasn't half the time. It was a third of the time. So these took an hour. So it'd be another hour, right? Probably about to go over these. I will show you the other ones, though. I'll let them dry, because they're still a little bit wet. And I think they're probably going to be even darker when they dry. So I'll let them sit, and then I'll decide from there. These are still a little bit wet as well. I don't think you guys will be able to see the sparkle on camera necessarily. Especially at the angle that you're at. See if I can find one that's maybe a little bit dry that I can show it off on here. Let me see if I can get it so you can see. So I can show you the sparkle on that 7. Oh my gosh, it got so washed out. Why is my camera so blue? Okay. Even if here, can I change it to be more yellow? No. My camera's gone blue. Yeah, they're nail stickers. The snowflakes are nail stickers that I put onto blanks. So I made little dice blanks and put the stickers on there. There is actually a secret with these dice too, which once these dry, I'll have to take a video of that, and you guys will find out at some point when I post a short of making them in a year. Well, if you guys aren't here in a year, I guess I'll just tell you. These change with temperature. So if these get warm, that dark teal color should turn white. We'll see though. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna dump these into some like boiling water and well, not quite, but I'm gonna try putting these in like a cup of really hot water and see if it actually works. But supposedly, that dark teal color should turn white. But yeah, it's one of my ideas for, actually it was a friend gave me the idea, but one of the possible videos at some point might be on dice blanks and some different ideas of things to do with them. But I've got so many other videos and things to work on first. I do appreciate you guys coming along while I work on this. I think I'm gonna call it now. I might go find a snack. I'm getting kind of peckish. I should be back next week. I think we're gonna pour some resin. I've got more Patreon D20s that I need to get made for April and May. Cause I think it'll be June at that point. So I think I'll know how many I need for May. But we'll get, you know, maybe think through some ideas for April and May's D20s. I will have a short up this week. I should. Let me double check my calendar. Yes, I should have a short up this week of making some other D20s. So you can keep an eye out for that. That'll be on like Thursday. No main video this week, but I have quite a few in the works. I have a couple that I'm almost done editing, so I'm gonna go work on those today as well. Hopefully I will see you guys next weekend, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!